capacitance between the two wirings. But I say again, for HF it should be okay. So next step is to wind this wire onto the core, and for this core we need, let me check it out, we need 8 turns of this twisted wire wound onto the core. So what I will do, I will cut off the other side, the side where I have beginned, to where I want. Notice here that the twisting is not very good, but the twist starts to be good from this side, this side onwards. So I will cut it just about there. And now I'm ready to wind the wiring onto my core. 8 turns of this twisted wire should be wound onto the core. Remember that when you count the turns onto a ferrite core, each time the wire passes through the core, you count 1 turn. That's a key point to remember. Each time you pass the wire into the core, you count 1 turn. So I do the first turn now. I pass the wire in, leave a centimeter or so for the ends. That's 1 turn. It's more difficult to make the turns in this beveler scheme, and especially when you are at this point and we need to bend back the other end and put it inside. Let me straighten them a bit. So that's 1 turn now, you see? 1 turn is what passes through the core 1 time. That's 1 turn. And we need to wind 8 turns, so I continue with the second. Because the wire is bifilar, make sure you don't remove the enamel from the edges of the core. Now this particular core has smoothed edges, but other cores in your other project may not. So you make sure you don't remove the enamel as you pull the wire in. But it's a good idea to ensure that also with this core as well. So look what I'm doing. I'm pushing here, and I, with my other 2 fingers, keep it here, and I'm pulling the wire. Keep it pushed here, pull the wire, keep it pushed, pull the wire in, push it a bit, and that's our second turn. Don't worry if your turns are not in good shape when you twist them onto the core. We're gonna correct this at the end. So now we have 2 turns, another 6, the same way. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Six. Seven. That's 8. 8 turns. The wire has passed 8 times inside the core. That's 8 turns. Now we'll make the turns with my nail more evenly spaced onto the core. If you notice, we have reached the capacity of the core. So 8 turns with 0.5 millimeters of bifiller winding are about the limit of this core capacity. Here are 4 turns, another 4, that's much better now, evenly spaced. Check it out from the other side as well. You may need to do some corrections on the other side. It seems okay now. Now I'm gonna cut the ends, but before I cut this, I want to make sure that there's enough wire here to do the connections. So if there is not enough here, if there is not enough wire here, then I unwind this first winding and I wind another winding there at the end. So I have more wiring there to do the connections. But I believe this is just fine now. So I'm gonna untwist it, and to untwist it, I use one of these pliers. And then you can do it with your nails.